We are live from the Wallace Civic Center here on the campus of Fitchburg State University as FATV presents the 2017 Pink the Rink matchup between the Falcons of Fitchburg State and the Panthers of Plymouth State. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to FATV. Alongside Matt Carroll, I'm Daniel Bolak. Happy to have you along with us here today.
Yes, we actually have a great matchup between the Plymouth State Panthers and the Fitchburg State Falcons. The Falcons coming into this game at 7-8 overall, 4-5 and 1 in MASCAC play. Plymouth State coming overall 9-5 and 2, and they are 7-1 and then one tie in the MASCAC. So Dan, Fitchburg's still in it as we see as the season goes on right now. We're well into conference play. What are your thoughts on Fitchburg's chances this year in the playoff and the seeding?
Well, I know. I was talking with Coach Dean Fuller before the game, and he was pointing out one of the big issues with the Falcons this year and over the last couple of years has been inconsistency. They know they can beat the best teams in the conference, but the challenge has been bringing that effort in, night out. Plymouth State, on the other hand, 7-1-1. That's top in the MASCAC by 3 points.
And that's right, Dan. You had mentioned, as we are underway here, you had mentioned that Fitchburg did beat Plymouth earlier this season. So one of Plymouth's only losses so far in conference play coming to the Falcons.
That is correct. 7-1-1 Plymouth is this season, but the one loss came to Fitchburg back on November the 19th up at Hanaway Rink, a 2-1 overtime win for the Falcons that night. Tyler Warillo was able to redirect a shot from Josh Victor to win it about a minute and a half into overtime. That's the only shortfall on the Panthers' conference schedule this year, but they've been very strong this year.
And you know, Dan, the Falcons have been very aggressive this season. As one thing that I noticed in their last game versus Westfield, actually had a couple of ejections, but they are aggressive, and that is the Falcons game this season. They're aggressive, and that's the type of manner that they're trying to bring into their game.
They have brought a lot of intensity to their contests. However, that has led to a lot of penalties. In fact, the Falcons tops in the NCAA in Division II and III ice hockey in terms of penalty minutes per game, 26.4, although a lot of misconducts will goose the penalty totals there.
Yeah, that's correct. Some big names, though, for the Falcons. Snyder, again, a senior this year, senior captain. Second season for the Falcons as a captain, I believe. So, Dan, am I correct on that?
What was that again?
Second year as a captain for the Fitchburg State
That is
Falcons.
indeed correct. Yes, Cam Schneider has been one of the solid members for the Falcons as the Falcons are on a power play. Mike Economos in the box just a little over a minute into this first period. Economos, the Panthers captain, taking a penalty, so the Falcons are on the power play, but that has been one of their big shortcomings this year. The Falcons' power play, 12 for 102 for 11.8%. That's tied for eighth worst with Bethel University in all of Division II and III.
Yeah, Dan, I think they need a little bit of a spark here. They need to capitalize on this power play. They need to turn that around, and that will turn their season around, to be honest, especially getting close to the playoffs.
Absolutely. We're just past halfway in the conference schedule. 10 games played for the Falcons, 9 for the Panthers. About a minute to go on this power play. 2 minutes gone here in the first period. No score between Fitchburg and Plymouth. And one thing we have to watch out for on this Plymouth kill, they have 9 shorthanded goals this season. That's most in Division II and III.
Yeah, they got to be careful about that. I would like to see Fitchburg a little bit more aggressive, bring that aggressive game that they usually bring out here.
John Johannesson trying to hit a centering pass for Michael Fretz in the slot. Goes off his stick. And the Panthers behind their own net will try to clear it down ice. That's Cam Cundy who's able to send it down the rink. Kirby Sorry, the Falcons netminder, back to take it.
Yeah, Jacobson again out in the lineup for the Fitchburg State Falcons, something to actually take a look at. This is the second game that we've seen Sorry in there for as a goalkeeper for the Falcons.
12 seconds to go on this power play. James Gordon, the leading goal scorer for the Falcons this year, holds it on the right side for Michael Fretz. Fretz looks wide, shoots, it's blocked out in front. Gordon picks it back up, swings around to the left side of the net as the power play expires. Economos out of the box. Panthers back to full strength. Shot by Johannesson is stopped by the Panthers netminder, Evan Morelli.
Panthers doing a great job on that power play, sending the puck down the end of the ice and clearing it.
And now here's Matt Vermillion for the Panthers. Doesn't get a whole lot on that pass as he'll go to Economos, gets a shot, that's blocked in front. Fitchburg State tries to bring it up. Here's James Gordon on the center. He'll dump it in for the line change, but Mike Fish will chase for the Falcons, battling with Matt Vermillion.
few different line changes for the Falcons so far. We've seen it quite a bit so far in this game.
Shot from Jordan Furlane from the blue line, gets through to Morelli. He kicks it away. Economos takes it for the Panthers, gets a tip on from their leading goal scorer, Ryan Stevens, and dumps it in. Lines will be changed as Ludwig Steenberg tries to make a play for Plymouth State. They battle forward on the far side boards. Dan Dupel tries to center, nobody there. And now it's cleared to center and beyond. Going all the way down ice, and icing is going to be called against the Falcons. Tommy Dowell wins the race to the hash mark. 16:06 to go, first period, no score.
Well, so far, Dan, what are you seeing so far? I saw that Fitchburg wasn't able to capitalize on that power play. And again, you had mentioned they haven't been so strong on that this season.
That has been one of the challenges, but they were able to get a couple shots on. They've gotten 4 shots on Evan Morelli already, and no shots have made it to Kirby Sari at this moment. So that's something positive in the first 4 minutes and change for the Falcons as they'll dump it in. Couldn't change on the icing. Josh Larson gets a stick on it for Fitchburg. Pass to the far left side. Michael Fretch will pick it up. Takes a shot that deflects off the stick of Tommy Dowell. Now Quinn Carroll for Plymouth State will bring it up in the road green and black striped uniforms. Very unique. You don't see too many teams with uniforms like that.
No, you don't, Dan.
Very nice looking, the Falcons in the charity pink uniforms with white numbering. They battle for it behind the net. That's Dupel for the Panthers. There with Quinn Carroll. And a score! A centering feed put in by the Panthers. 15:19 to go in the first. And on their first shot, Plymouth State leads 1-0.
See, that's not a good start for the Falcons. They didn't need that on the first shot going right in, but good puck movement by the Plymouth State Panthers.
Ludwig Steenberg leads the handshake line. We'll wait for confirmation. The goal coming at 4 minutes, 41 seconds.
I believe that was Steenberg. I believe it was, Dan.
It would be his 4th goal of the season for Ludwig Steenberg. Nine from 21 at 4:41. So Dan Dupel gets the assist on Steenberg's 4th goal of the season, the sophomore from Stockholm, Sweden. Now Falcons playing from behind as they try to get a centering feed. Dean Zerby ends up hitting the side of the net. Johannesson try to find Zerby and Schneider now. Schneider in the right wing corner. Go to Evan Burns at the blue line. Takes a shot well offline to the right of the net.
Burns looking possibly for a deflection near the goal. Wasn't able to get it on that. It goes all the way back to the boards. For
a lot of the Falcons, especially for Ricky Kramer, that's definitely their game. Try to get those shots from the blue line. Look for tips in front. It's been a tried and true strategy for the Falcons for years, going back to Craig Halpin and beyond.
That's right, Dan.
And Panthers will pick it up in their own end. Caleb O'Brien behind his own net.
One thing I did notice, Dan, I'm sorry, is the Falcons are pushing it a little bit. They're being a little bit more aggressive on the defensive end. They're trying to, they're not letting the Panthers run or skate down the ice too much.
In the end, through 6 minutes, the Falcons have held the Panthers to just 1 shot, but it's gone in. As on the right side boards, Ian McGilvery tries to dig it out for Plymouth. Looking for Riley Flanagan on the left side. Along for Baxter Strachan. That's the 4th line for Plymouth State out there, trying to wreak havoc for the Panthers. Strachan trying to make the pass back. Penalties coming against Fitchburg, and Plymouth's going to get their first power play of the night.
There we go. There's that aggressiveness we talked about, Dan.
It is aggressive, but it is a penalty. Interference is the call. Going to the box is Josh Victor. 2 minutes for him. 13:34 to go in the first, and the Panthers on their first power play of the night. And the Panthers, like the Falcons, have also struggled on the power play this year, 12.5%. That's 13th worst in Division II and III, 3rd worst in the MASCAC.
One thing that the Falcons have to watch out for is when Plymouth gets that puck behind the goal. It seems to be one of their go-tos. They almost scored, came close to getting a shot off on the last possession that Plymouth had, and the other one was a goal.
We'll have to watch for those plays. Economos will try to move it to the left side. A centering feed from Chris Sicaro, broken up by the Falcons. They'll try to bring it up ice. This is Mike Fish. Will flip it down, try to be sticked down by Cam Schneider, but it'll be taken by Caleb O'Brien. 30 seconds already killed on this power play. Economos Can't do much with it, and the Falcons send it back into the Panthers' end. Economos will try again, finds Ryan Stevens, 14 goals this year. Stevens breaking right to the goal, and Sari says no.
What a save by Sari. That was a great, great save.
Need to stick right with him. He had the space and time. Ryan Stevens, the sophomore. This is his first year on the Panthers, a transfer student. And he's been a revelation for Craig Russell's team.
I was about to say, he's definitely put in the work with this team.
Looking for a deflection in front. Dupel on the shot from Economos. And Sari able to deny him on the doorstep. Perrin. Economos breaks his stick. Big break for the Falcons if they can try to clear it. But Economos is switched off. And so there goes that very, very brief advantage. 33 seconds to go on the Panther power play. Connor McPherson going to try to clear it for the Falcons, battling with John Johannes. And Dupel gets a shot, nearly tipped by Steenberg. Didn't quite get all the way to Sari, and now the Falcons clear. 20 seconds in change now to go on the power play. Plymouth holding back, ready to take one last rush at it. A little over 8 minutes gone in this first period. And Josh Aboyu behind the net for the Falcons. Move it around to the left side. Dowell waiting at the blue line, trying to get the passes off. Nothing goes.
Power play is now off.
Each team now 0 for 1 on the power tonight. With 11.5 to go in the first and a 1-0 lead for Plymouth. They've got the last 4 shots on goal.
Have to admit, a couple of great saves by Sari in that penalty.
And that's what the Falcons have been looking for, is that shot might have gone off the pipe and into the netting and out of play. 11:07 to go in the first. Talk about the starting goaltenders for both teams. For the Falcons, Kirby Sari making his 8th start of the season, 4-4, 228 goals against, 929 save percentage. 3rd in the MASCAC in goals against, 2nd in save percentage. And he's been a revelation for the Falcons this year.
Oh yeah, the Falcons making the change from Jacobson to Sari, and you know it's been a good thing for the Falcons so far. And we just saw it on the last 2 power plays.
Yep. Charles Jacobson was the starter for the Falcons coming into this season, the sophomore from Jönköping, Sweden, but has struggled this season with a .338 goals against and an .880 save percentage. And so Jacobson losing his grip on the starting job, Sari getting another shot in goal, and Dean Fuller said that Sari has been the most consistent goalie the Falcons have had this season. And he did well against Salem State in their last contest, a 3-1 win for the Vikings 2 nights ago.
And now, Dan, this isn't just any old team. This is Plymouth, the Panthers. These guys have owned the conference for many, many years. And if Sari has a good game today, you can almost say that this starting job is definitely his.
Absolutely. I mean, you have to imagine Coach Fuller will keep playing him as long as they keep winning. Penalty coming against Plymouth. As Brandon Eklund was sent into the boards, the Falcons are going to get their 2nd power play of the night. Cross-checking the call.
Again, Dan, this is huge. They really need to get a score off this power play. Not only will it change this game, it will change, I think, their season. They'll be able to get that confidence, and they need to keep going into every single game, and they need to be aggressive on this power play. We mentioned it last time. They're 0 for 1 so far in this game, and they really need to come out big.
And Plymouth's power penalty kill has not been great, 76.8%. That's 12th worst in Division 2 and 3. Falcons need to try to take advantage as Warilla's shot is deflected up in front, blocked by Ryan Stevens. And again, he's that guy to watch for the Panthers. Not only does he have 14 goals this year, 5 have come on the kill. No one else in Divisions 2 and 3 have more than 3.
Yeah, Dan, he's Plymouth's workhorse, you can easily say.
Kramer took the shot wide, and Schneider nearly got the one-timer off the boards. Ended up hitting the side of the net. Kramer will go for Dina Cola on the right side. He takes a shot. That's blocked by Kunde. And now Economos will skate it up. He's got Stevens on his right side. And Stevens will take it for the Panthers. Try to center in front. Penalty coming here as Economos is decked.
Yep, definitely.
That's a clear interference call. As Economos breaking out in front.
I believe that was Snyder.
Looking for that centering pass, and Schneider, or actually,
I'm sorry.
Looks like it's Di Nicola who goes to the box. Nick Di Nicola, 4 goals, 10 assists, but also a very high 32 penalty minutes this season. In fact, that's tied for third on the team in penalty minutes this season. Now he's just jumped up to second with 34 on his 13th penalty. Quick shot by Matt Vermillion off the draw, stopped by Sari.
Falcons need to be a little bit smarter on some of these penalties, Dan.
Oh, on that one, that was a case of trying to break up what they felt was a clear scoring chance. But we get 4-on-4 for another 52 seconds. Vermillion with the shot, stopped by Sari. Plymouth had a bit of a slow start, but they've racked off 6 shots in a row. 9:05 to go in the first, 1-0 Panthers. More and more people filing in here at the Civic Center for the Pink the Rink game.
What a great atmosphere at Pink the Rink game, Dan.
Yep. And, of course, everyone's noticed at home the Pink Rink, all to support the Susan G. Komen Foundation.
Every year this seems to be a great, great start for students coming back as well. One of the first games, a lot of the students haven't been to the ice in, at least over a month, and now they can finally see Fitchburg State play, and such an important game, too, as well.
Absolutely. Second of 3 meetings between the Falcons and Panthers this year. The only meeting between these two teams here at the Civic Center. Backhand shot by Cam Schneider goes just wide of the goal. But the Falcons pick it up at the blue line. Here's a shot. That's stopped by Evan Morelli, and he'll hold on. Now to talk about Plymouth's goalkeeper, Evan Morelli. 8th start of the season, 324 goals against, 883 save percentage. He is tandem with Thierry Masservier in goal. But one of the challenges for Plymouth this year. Last year they had Gordon Caesar, who was one of the best goalies in the conference. He graduated, and it's been a bit of a challenge for Craig Russell's team to find new goaltending to fill the shoes, or skates, if you will, that Caesar once filled.
One of the most important positions, Dan, is that goalkeeper, They're the ones making the stops.
And I know Coach Russell, I was talking with him before the game, and he was saying the important thing was for Masservier and Morelli to get them both playing time. Morelli is a sophomore, Masservier a freshman. Both young, both not a whole lot of experience. Morelli only played a handful of games, and it was going to be icing, but the puck dangerously in front of Sari. He couldn't take a chance, had to make a play on it. But now Johannesson with a backhand shot breaking down ice. Save made by Morelli. He'll hold on.
Almost an opportunity for the Falcons there. He's way up ahead.
The Panthers' penalty has been killed. There's 18 seconds to go on D. Nicolas with 7:43 to go in the first. Falcons lead, trail 1-0. But the Falcons will have the offensive zone draw. Try to kill as much time left on the penalty as they can. Caleb O'Brien will go a bit slowly now for Economos. Finds it in his skates. Gains the zone. Gets a tip on from Dupel. And it's stopped by Sari. O'Brien takes a shot through traffic. 2 chances, 3 chances for the Panthers. Still jamming away at it. But after all that, it doesn't go in. And now Josh Victor's got a chance. A break to the goal. Saved by Morelli. Kramer trying to follow up. He finds Johannesson, but it's just out of his reach, the passes. Tries to find Kramer again. The puck goes into the right wing corner. Josh Larson for the Falcons. Might have said Victor. It's Larson. That's who that is. Number 6 in pink for the green and gold. Falcons regain the zone. Here's a shot and a save by Morelli. Panthers will try to bring it back the other way. Ryan Stevens. Pass to the right side. Shot, score! Tommy Dowell has made it 2-0.
Fitchburg with a couple of great opportunities, but Plymouth coming back the other way and scoring.
End-to-end hockey. And
Got
Tommy
that right.
Dowell able to get the one-timer there. His 3rd goal of the season for the senior defenseman from Olathe, Kansas.
That doesn't happen, and Morelli doesn't make those 2 great saves down at the other end of the ice, though, Dan.
Absolutely. Great transition play by the Panthers. And now the Falcons in a little bigger of a hole here, down 2-0.
You talk about the youth in goalkeeping for Plymouth. I would say, as of right now, they're doing pretty well. And, these guys have a bright future over at Plymouth.
Absolutely. They're 7-1-1 in the MASCAC for a reason. Whistle blows. And they'll have the face-off here at center.
Dan, I think the Falcons need to keep getting some breakaways just like that. As long as they keep getting those, the higher the chance of a big scoring goal coming down on that transition ice, especially against a young goalkeeper. We mentioned he did a pretty good job on those last few pucks, but the more you get in transition, the better chance you have. Especially like an aggressive team like Fitchburg is.
Yep. And the Panthers were able to get enough space and time to set Dowell up on that one-timer. Panthers have it in the left wing corner. The attacking zone, turnaround shot stopped by Michael Kovac. Panthers try to pick it up on the left side. Falcons take it. This is Tyler Orilla. 6 goals, 10 assists for the Falcons this year. No one's got more points than he does. Miscommunication on the drop pass. Plymouth doesn't have the numbers here. Here, just 1 against 3. A break for a pass. Michael Kovac trying to make the plays, but he just didn't have the reinforcements. Here's Warilla. Has that played off his stick. Now the Panthers trying to clear it as it's Teddy McCarron for the Panthers getting tangled up with James Gordon for Fitchburg, and now Warilla for the Falcons. He's all down. Penalty coming.
We have a penalty here.
And a bit of pushing after the whistle. The officials have to come in and separate them. 5:21 to go here in the first period. 2-0 the Panthers out in front. But now the Falcons going to be going on their 3rd power play of the night.
I'm not sure who they call that on, Dan.
They put Cam Cundy's name on the board. 2 minutes, presumably for tripping. Shots 10-8 in favor of Plymouth State right now. The Falcons going on their 3rd power play of the night, and they lose the draw to the right of Morelli. And it'll be cleared out. Fretz can't keep it in. Holding is the call instead. It's one of those cases, one or the other. Falcons trying to regain the zone. Knocked back out to center. Fretz along for Mike Fish. Now trying to make a pass for McPherson. Falcons with 4 forwards on this power play unit. Connor McPherson, the lone defenseman.
Plymouth doing a great job trying to clear this thing out.
Strong forecheck. 80 seconds on the power play. McPherson finally gains his own, tries to race the puck in the right wing corner. Knocked down to the ice by Caleb O'Brien. O'Brien does pick it up for the Panthers, trying to move it along to one of his teammates. 4 players trying to dig it out, and eventually it is dug out, and here's Ryan Stevens. Already with an assist.
Stevens trying to push it up.
A 3-on-2 for the Panthers. There's a shot deflected high and into the netting, out of play. 4:18 to go in the first 58 seconds on the Falcon power play. Plymouth up 2-0.
Almost a scary moment for the Falcons. Dan Stevens pushing it up, 3-on-2 right there. That's one thing that the Falcons have to watch out for. Plymouth very good in that transition of getting it down the other end of the ice on a penalty play.
They definitely play the kill aggressively, considering they have 9 shorthanded goals this season. That's quite a lot to have. I don't think any other team in D2 and D3 has more than 6.
Yeah, Plymouth very, very aggressive on that end, especially when it comes down to that power play.
Under 4 minutes to go, 35 on the power play. Falcons just trying to settle it down. Tyler Warilla at the blue line will go to Ricky Kramer. Now Warilla winds, fires wide of the goal. Looking to play the rebound was Larson. Couldn't get much on it. Goes to the right side. Kramer protects, but it is knocked away. Economos with the play for Plymouth.
13 seconds left on the penalty play for the Falcons.
Might kill the rest of it there as it's dumped down. Panthers change lines, so do the Falcons. They'll try to make a rush up. There's not going to be a lot of time to do anything with as Hayashi makes a play, pushes it around the boards to the left side. Penalty is over, and now another penalty is coming here.
Let's see who they call this one on.
Since there was a battle on the boards, we don't know who got the touch, but a penalty is going to be called as the trailing official immediately had his arm up. He saw something from far away, and it looks like they are escorting John Johannesson to the penalty box. And Plymouth State is going to get their third power play of the night.
Been seeing a trend here, Dan. A lot of penalties so far here early on. 3 power plays already for each, if I am correct.
Yep, this is the third power play for Plymouth. Each team had an abbreviated one, and they had a full one earlier in the period. Boarding is the call. O'Brien gets a shot off through traffic. Sorry was able to find it and snare it. 3:04 to go in the first. It's been an intense first period here at Pink the Rink Nights. Draw comes to the right of Kirby Sorry, won by the Falcons. They try to send it around the boards. Ryan Stevens keeps it in for Plymouth. Now behind the net looking for a centering feed from Dupel on the right side boards. Dupel gets it back. Looking for Stevens, now O'Brien. O'Brien tries to find Stevens again on the right side. Took a bit of a long route to get there, but it got there. Now left side, one-timer by Economos goes high and wide. Stevens keeps it in on the right side. Strong stick work from both teams. It is cleared out to center. Falcons will try to make a rush. Mike Fish, though, all by himself, 1-on-3. Fish trying to make nifty moves to get past Dupel, but again, he is well outnumbered. And now James Gordon trying to follow on for the Falcons. Put a little more pressure on the Panthers. Make this breakup hard.
Yeah, that last possession, Dan, I would say that was all Fish all the way. He had about 3 Panthers on his back tail.
Did well to kill some penalty time. 53 seconds to go on the power play for Plymouth State. Burns falls to the ice. Falcons trying to get it out of the zone. Burns back to his feet, tries to clear, can't do so. One of the Panthers goes tumbling off a Falcon, but the Falcon was already down. No tripping there. We play on.
That was Burns again hitting the ice for the second time in about 5 seconds.
Ryan Stevens trying to make moves, but he gets caught up in all 4 Falcons who are on the ice, and Fitchburg will clear it. 1:35 to go in the first, 20 seconds to go in the power play.
Good job so far by the Falcons.
Fitchburg does have a pretty good kill, 84.4% entering tonight. That's second in the MASCAC, 25th in D2 and 3 out of about 85 teams.
Falcons able to clear it again.
That will kill the penalty. Morelli will just leave it for Tommy Dowell. Penalty expires, and the Falcons are back to full strength. Johannesson is out of the box.
1:07 left to play here in the first period.
Dowell send it up ice all the way around to the boards to the right side. Ricky Kramer there for Fitchburg. Panthers just barely keep it in the zone. Do they? No, they do not. The linesman rules it is offsides with 54.2 to go in the period. One thing that's also worth pointing out for our viewers who may not be as familiar with college hockey, Plymouth State, you would think it would be, a member of the MASCAC. You think they're in Plymouth, Mass. They're in Plymouth, New Hampshire.
Yeah, Dan, when I first saw that one, I wasn't quite sure. I was a bit confused, but yeah, they actually are Plymouth, New Hampshire, not Massachusetts.
Yep, they're just a member of the MASCAC for ice hockey and football. Well, just a matter of their regular conference, the Little East, does not sponsor either of those sports, so they play in the MASCAC for those. And it helps the conferences get up to enough teams so that you can send teams to the NCAA tournament. So it works out for everyone. And
it's like that at all levels, Dan. You see it in D1. You see the conference change all the time. A little bit has to do with just having the numbers, School size, things. There's many things that go along with it.
Big hit in the boards there by Dean Zerby, but the officials are ruling that is an illegal hit. Charging is the call, and I don't blame them one bit. Zerby goes right to the box. He took a big run up on that hit.
Oh yeah, that was definitely a charge all the way on that.
I mean, it's good to bring that intensity, but that one was a penalty from a mile away.
And again, Dan, I've been to at least 3-4 games this season already, and that's the way it's been all season long. That kind of aggressiveness and just charging they're coming right at players right on the boards. It's been like that all season, which is a good thing, but you got to almost wonder why we lead the league in penalties.
A lot of misconduct's come into play on that, but already the 4th penalty against the Falcons in this period. 2 minutes for charging, as Plymouth's first 12 seconds of the power play results in just a complete tie-up on the right wing boards. Nothing comes from that, so 20 minutes are complete here at the Wallace Civic Center. Plymouth State leads 2-0 on goals from Ludwig Steenberg and Tommy Dowell.
Yeah, Falcons struggling a little bit in this first period. But I'd say, Plymouth's been almost a little bit more aggressive. I'd say the Falcons have had some good chances, but Plymouth has been more efficient with the chances that they have had.
Absolutely, Matt. I mean, you look at how these plays have gone. I mean, the 2 goals that they got to were great feeds. Ludwig Steenberg, that was a centering feed from behind the net.
Yeah, and I mentioned that. I said watch out for that play because they came back down the other end of the ice a few possessions later, and, they almost scored again, puck coming across the ice, and that seems to be one of their go-tos right now is being able to get the puck behind that net and confusing some of the Falcon defenders.
And then the other goal, Tommy Dowell getting a nice feed from Ryan Stevens, and that was a break-up ice, and Stevens able to find Dowell, had the space and time to take the shot, and he just rocketed past Kirby Sari.
Yep, and I won't say that Sari's doing a good job. It's just like I had said, Plymouth's been a little bit more efficient on their shots and on the offensive end.
Shots in the first period, Fitchburg State 8, Plymouth State 11. In terms of overall chances, we're not keeping exact count of that, but they're pretty even, I think.
Yeah, oh no, absolutely. And the Falcons, they just need to capitalize a little bit more. You saw Fish coming all the way down at the other end of the ice, and he had 3 or 4 defenders all the way around him. He's not going to really do too much. It was a line change, but still with the Falcons, you got to watch out for the penalties as well, leading in that as of right now.
Panthers will have 1 minute and 49 seconds of power play time to start the second period. That'll be something to watch for as well. I mean, this Panther power play is 0 for 3 tonight. But, even at 12.5%, that's 1 goal every 8 tries. By the numbers, it's coming.
Oh, yeah, it really is. And that's one thing the Falcons have to watch out for. And right now, we can't really afford to go down 3-0 the way the Falcons offense is maneuvering the puck right now.
Especially against a Plymouth State team that leads the MASCAC with 4.12 goals per game, 11th in Division II and III.
And you know what? Fitchburg could be playing great, and they could have like a goal or 2, whatever the case is. If they allow a 3-goal lead with this type of Plymouth team, with the history they have, it's going to be very, 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 not impossible, but very hard to come back in this game, Dan.
Yeah, it'll be a challenge, but we'll see if the Falcons are up to it. 20 minutes done here at the Wallace Civic Center at Pink the Rink night. It's Fitchburg State 0, Plymouth State 2. We'll be back in about 15 minutes for the start of the second period right here on FATV. Getting ready to start the second period here at the Wallace Civic Center on the campus of Fitchburg State University. Pink the Rink night here in Fitchburg. The Falcons of Fitchburg State trailing the Panthers of Plymouth State 2-0. Daniel Bolak, Matt Carroll here with you. And Matt, what do you think the Falcons need to do to focus on here in the second?
I like the aggressive play. They've had some breakaways. They just need to be more efficient on the shots. It's easier said than done, but that's what Plymouth has done, and that's what Fitchburg needs to start to do because Fitchburg has had their transitions, and they also need to start capitalizing on the power play, which has been a huge struggle for them this season.
9 saves for Kirby Sari in the first period, 8 saves for Evan Morelli in the first.
Couple of nice saves from Morelli, too, at a young age. I'd say Sari's had some great saves as well, but Morelli's really actually one of the Plymouth State transitions actually helped that transition into a goal after a few great saves by Morelli.
Indeed, that was big for the second goal. It could have been a 1-1 game, but instead a 2-0 game. Falcons clear the zone. They're going from right to left now. The Panthers in the road, green and blacks, going left to right. Still 1:25 to go on Dean Zerby's charging call near the end of the first period. Falcons quickly get it out of the zone. The Panthers on their 4th power play tonight, 0 for 3.
Now, I know it's a power play, Dan, but I was just noticing this a little bit before in the first period. Plymouth seemed a little bit faster than Fitchburg on some occasions. Fitchburg had a hard time getting back, and one example was, when Fish had it coming down over the end of the ice. Again, it was a line change, but not a lot of help, and I think the Falcons need to be a little bit more aggressive to getting to the puck.
There's a nice chip shot there by the Panthers. Nearly went through, but instead deflects wide. They've had some chances, Plymouth has, and now the Falcons can try to break out.
40 seconds left on the penalty.
And whiffing on the shot, getting it back and getting a second chance was Mike Fish, but 2 strong saves by Evan Morelli.
Again, Morelli with those saves. You said sophomore for Plymouth State. Huge so far in this game and probably one of the key players so far.
He's a sophomore from Reading. In fact, one thing to point out for these two teams, all 7 goaltenders on these two teams, freshmen or sophomores.
Yeah, a lot of young talent too. You know, sorry at the other end, sophomore. Correct? Am I correct on that,
Yep,
Dan?
all
sophomore.
the Falcons goaltenders are sophomores.
Sophomore. So, again, you know, a lot of young age and another good save from Sorry.
Yep, except for Brandon Tidman. Forgot about him. The 4th choice keeper, although he is the 3rd. He's on the bench today.
Yeah, you know, and goalkeeping being such a key position, you know, you get these guys in young. Watch out later down the road when these guys are juniors and seniors because they're really going to be stepping up for the Falcons or the Panthers. And we already seen it with Morelli so far to here today.
Yep. Penalty over to Zerby. Falcons back to full strength. Panthers now 0 for 4 on the power play. They still have it in the attacking zone. It's behind the net. Quinn Carroll trying to hold on to it. Makes the pass out to the blue line. Shot slowed down a bit, and now Steenberg gets a quick one off, but Sorry ready for that one. Makes the stop.
Fitchburg really needs to push it here, Dan.
Panthers will change lines. Falcons will change some personnel as well. A dump in there. Goes through the paint to the left wing corner. Fitchburg can't get on the puck, and now McPherson will dump it back into the right wing corner. Tim Perrin will go D to D, although having trouble handling it is Dowell. And the Falcons, Saboyu takes a shot, look for a tip in front. That was Justin Plumoff who was there for the Falcons. And now another shot from Fretz, and that's stopped by Morelli.
You can see Fitchburg trying to finally set something up right there on the offensive end. You know, Morelli, again, another good shot. Almost a routine save, you know, right in the center of his pads. But, you know, that is a start for the Falcons. They need to set up that offense, Dan.
Shots now 13-12 in favor of Plymouth. So shots this period 4-2 in favor of the Falcons. This draw will come to the right of Morelli. Josh Larson to take it for Fitchburg against Ludwig Steenberg. Steenberg's got the first goal for the Panthers. Fretz trying to find Larson. He'll play the pass off the boards, go to McPherson at the left point. Sends it across now. Fretz, bad angle shot stopped by Morelli. Rebound comes out to the right point, and Saboyu. Now behind the net, Plumoff. For Larson. Larson backhand chance goes to the paint. Now to the left side and cleared away by Baxter Strachan, but kept in by McPherson. Now it's finally pushed out, and the Panthers trying to rush up. Here's Flanagan. Flanagan gets a shot saved by Sorry. Not able to pounce on the rebound was McGilvery for Plymouth. Now Plumoff backhands it back into the Panthers zone, where Vermillion's first to get there for Plymouth, and now McGilvery as the Falcons change lines behind the play.
That possession that the Falcons had a shot on, or pretty close to a shot on goal. Larson's puck came across. If he had someone there, the Falcons actually might have had a great shot.
That one tipped behind the red line and goes behind the goal line for an icing. Falcons will have an offensive zone faceoff. 16-14 to go in the second. 2-0 Plymouth State.
And again, yeah, Dan, you can see the offense starting to finally settle down for the Falcons. Larson sent a puck right across. If there was someone there coming right across that ice, he actually might have had a goal.
Shot right off the draw from Burns. That goes high of the net. Now here's Ian McGilvery by himself. Following on is Economos, as Burns was able to shake the puck off there. Rides the boards now to the left side. And Ricky Kramer able to get there for the Falcons, clears to center. Panthers will have it back in their own end, slow it down. Tim Perrin gains the red line, dumps it in. Sorry, knocks it down behind his own net, leaves for Burns. Burns going to the right wing corner. The Falcons will flip it down nice. Look for D. Nicole at the red line. Bit too strong. Played off there by Cam Cundy. Panthers back in their own end. Cundy try to play it along the boards. The Falcons bench was right there. It goes into the Falcons bench, and a faceoff comes in the Panthers end. 15:26 to go in the second.
Falcons not as aggressive, but you can see the fundamentals are starting to get there. They're starting to try to move the puck around down the other end of the ice on that offensive end.
Looks like the Falcons have their fourth line out there. They've got Mike Fish, Corey Hayashi, and Brandon Eklund. But now Ryan Stevens, part of that first line, dumps it in. Josh Victor will pick it up for the Falcons. Go D to D. Finds Jordan Furlane. Now Fish tries to find Eklund. Bit too high off the play. Eklund, he is a Fitchburg native, and he just took a big swing into the boards. He is hurt.
Dan, that didn't look good. It looked like he came awkwardly down that leg, which I'm not going to make any assumptions, but anything, that's non-contact coming down that leg like that isn't good.
Oh, and one of the Falcon trainers taking a spill on the ice as well. And I don't know if Eklund took any contact there. I think he just lost a tire.
Yeah, no, I think he just lost his footing on the ice there, and he came down awkwardly on that leg. And a lot of, those non-contact injuries, in terms of, could be an ACL or anything like that, which, you'd hate to see, and hopefully it's not that. And he actually gets
up. Looks like he is back up on his skates, so there is that. Doesn't look like he's favoring anything. I think I was more concerned about if he had made any contact with his head into the boards. But he is going to come off. He's going to go back to the locker room for some medical attention.
Yeah, no contact there. I think he just lost his footing. And, it's unfortunate, but he is going to need to get checked out, and that may knock him out for the game.
Well, I hope he's all right. Brandon Eklund, playing his 8th game this season, has a goal for the Falcons. The sophomore, he is from Fitchburg. 5'8", 170, but again, we all hope he'll be all right. Falcons win the draw in the neutral zone. Victor will go to Furlane. Send it around the boards to the left side. He wants Dean Zerby, who comes on the ice for Eklund. The Falcons actually changed to line 1 on forwards. Zerby, Johannesson, and Schneider out there for the now pink and white today. Here's Kovac bringing it up for the Panthers. Tries to put it towards goal. That's blocked out in front. Zerby gets in the way. And Zerby will take the puck from Furlane. Now Schneider gains the red line, tries to dump in. That's blocked by a Panther. They turn around, come the other way. And Plymouth moving up between Teddy McCarron, Alec Lefebvre, and the puck will come to the right side.
So far, Dan, Plymouth has been fantastic on that transition, just grabbing that puck, and they're able to get it up the ice just so fast.
Although the Panthers have struggled in terms of the save percentages, averaging around .880, which is low. A shot from DePel stopped by Sari, and he's able to prevent any rebounds from being played off of as well. But the Panthers are pretty good in terms of limiting the shots in total, as the Falcons have a chance here, and a shot, a goal! Michael Fritz!
Here come the Falcons, Dan. Huge shot for the Falcons.
Michael Fretz able to find the time and space. He gets his 6th goal of the year, and the Falcons are on the board. 2-1.
That's that efficiency we've been talking about, Dan. Isn't that right?
Absolutely. Came from almost nothing. Now on the other end, the officials are checking something with Kirby Sari. I think Sari has a complaint about the ice in front of him. He wants some ice repairs there.
Yeah, you got 2 refs over there trying to fix it right now. May have been something actually on the ice.
Might have been that as well. I also noticed the officials are talking to I believe Rebecca Shersnow on the bench, one of the Falcons' athletic trainers.
Maybe a piece of uniform. I'm not exactly sure.
Well, in any case, though, Fretz unassisted has made it a 2-1 game. So a big goal for Fitchburg as now they're back in it.
Got a little bit of momentum here too. A lot of Fitchburg State Falcons skating hard here.
Here's Cam Cundy with a centering pass for Stevens, who tries to center, but nobody waiting in the slot. Falcons try to come back the other way, but the Panthers have numbers. And French just has to backhand it into the left wing corner. Falcons are going to change lines.
Yeah, Falcons just didn't have enough numbers there. 3-on-2. Plymouth just had too many defenders down there for the Falcons to get anything going.
Economos with a shot wide to the left. Cundy looking around. Centers, doesn't get to McGilvery. Falcons going to try to come back. Maybe a 3-on-2, 4-on-2 developing. Falcons looking for the centering. They try to find Gordon. They end up getting a shot from a different attacker, but it's stopped by Morelli. And the Panthers clear it. Didn't quite see who did get that shot on, and the puck will be picked up by the Falcons. Behind their own net, 12:35 to go in the second, a 2-1 lead for Plymouth State.
Fitchburg almost getting another great opportunity there with that 4-on-2. But Morelli, another great save.
Morelli's played well tonight. He's got 12 saves. Shot saved by Sorry from McGilvery on the right side.
Speaking of saves, Sorry once again with another huge kick-out save.
14 tonight. Penalty coming against Plymouth. Could be 2. As Vermillion took down DiNicola after Flanagan took down DiNicola. And then there was something else after that. Let's see what we have.
Like number 26, McGravy for Plymouth State may have been. He was the one that tripped.
Matt Vermillion is going to the box. It's the other box he's going to go into.
No, they only call one penalty on that play, Dan.
Wasn't Vermillion's the second trip? It looked like they were already going to call the penalty on Flanagan, or maybe I've got the order confused, but regardless, they'll just call one of them. And that
they are calling one of them. I think the second one was number 26. I can't see.
That'd be McGilvery.
McGilvery, yeah. I think he was the one on the second one, but he never got called. He's off the ice right now, as they did change lines.
And for Matt Vermillion, he's playing in his 6th game this season for the Panthers. That's actually his first penalty of the season. But it gives the Falcons their 4th power play of the night.
This is huge, Dan.
Kramer will send it around the boards. DiNicola onto the left wing corner. And that centering pass looking for Schneider will be deflected into the netting and out of play. Now, I know as a hockey fan, a 2 or 3 goal lead, it's never safe. I'm thinking back to a game a little over a week ago between Pittsburgh and Washington, which the Capitals had a 3-0 lead 2 minutes into the second, and then the Penguins had it tied up at the halfway point of the game, and Pittsburgh ended up winning that game 8-7. So you never know what you're going to get in terms of a hockey game, and you can't assume that any lead is safe.
I mean, it's never easy, Dan, but you're right. Like, the puck bounces one way, goes in the goal, it deflects off someone. The game is never over.
Absolutely. Warilla holding, goes to the right side. Holding for a chance, looking for a redirection one-timer in front, doesn't get it. DiNicola couldn't get his stick down.
And, Dan, it's safe to say this game is definitely not over with Fitchburg.
Penalties coming here. And a slash has been indicated.
Fitchburg getting that momentum. It is a 1-goal lead, but you're right. There is a penalty perhaps coming here.
But this penalty is going to go against Fitchburg. That's going to wipe out the rest of this power play. It's DiNicola going to the box. So 58 seconds of 4-on-4. Minute 2 of power play will come for Plymouth. Plymouth has 5 skaters on the ice. They can't do that. And so they will order one of them off the ice, and that will be McGilvery. They'll get their 5th guy in 58 seconds, but for now, 4 guys, plus the goalie. That's also the second time tonight the Falcons have had a power play ended by one of their own penalties. So we're back to 4-on-4, and this is McPherson blasted around the boards from the red line. Secured against the boards by Fish, but pulled out by Tord Thorson.
32 seconds left on power play for the Falcons.
Thorson, one of the alternate captains for the Panthers. Now a shot taken by Dowell, blocked out in front. Dowell's not afraid to make a lot of plays up beyond the hash marks, sort of as an offensive defenseman. Shows with his 3 goals now on the season. 10 seconds to go on this power play. A penalty's coming against Fitchburg. It'll be a cross check.
We got a few Falcons down the ice on that play.
Josh Saboyu now is going to make a trip to the penalty box.
Plymouth State not afraid to play with this aggressiveness of the Falcons.
Now Plymouth wants to retake control of this contest. It's going to be 6 seconds of 4-on-3. Plymouth will be back to full strength, and they're going to have 1 minute and 3 of 5-on-3 time. So that's what's going to happen. It's turning into a bit of a mess there. 2 consecutive penalties as now Vermillion out of the box. The Panthers back to full strength, and the Falcons now down 2 men. Economos will carry into the zone. Look for a drop back for O'Brien. Schneider fighting with him. But Economos will reclaim the puck. On the left side, go to the corner. Now back to Economos. Stevens passes up the shot, and that one ends up going into the netting and out of play. 38 seconds to go on the 5-on-3.
This is huge, Dan. They really, I think, need to clear it here, and they need to rely on their sophomore goalie here, Sorry, to make some big saves, which he has done this past game or this game so far in the games before this.
James Gordon will come on the ice to take the face-off, won by the Panthers. O'Brien onto the left side. Economos looking for a deflection from Dupel, but he can't get his stick on it. Stevens, top of the right circle, will go underneath. Look for a turnaround shot. That's stopped by Sorry. Stevens has it again. Back for Dupel down low. Stevens, right dot. Goes to O'Brien, top of the slot. Stevens, Dupel looking for a one-timer. Oh, and that didn't get through. Cheer from the Falcon bench. Morelli banks his stick to indicate 5 seconds left on Di Nicola's penalty. Stevens can't find a shooting lane, won't get a shot off. Falcons get one back on the ice. 48 seconds to go on the power play. Zaccaro will circle around to the left.
The Falcons need to clear it here.
They need to get some fresh legs on. They've got the long change, too. 35 seconds on the power. Stevens down low. Try to get out in front. There's a big chance and a save by Sorry.
All I got to say is, wow, Dan.
Looked like Zaccaro had a good opening there to get the shot off. He just couldn't get enough stick on it, and Sorry was able to make the stop. He's got 19 saves tonight.
He had to go back-to-back saves on that. He saved it with his leg on that first one, came back to that right side of the net, and he was able to save it.
To cover the puck there is huge. It means fresh personnel for everybody. And now Burns for Fitchburg. For Johannesson, down low. He'll look to try to clear, and Plymouth's already coming back. A long breakout pass for Mike Fish. He takes it for a drop shot. Looking for Fretz on the one-timer. Couldn't get it off. 10 seconds on the power play. Now it's Kovac. Looking for something. Never gets a shot off. Shaking off the puck. Penalty's over. The Falcons are back to full strength. They kill it off, but the Panthers still have pressure in the zone. Dowell will go off the boards. Maybe the intentionally wide shot as he was looking for Quinn Carroll down low. Panthers still have possession. Dowell, another shot, saved by Sorry. He sticks it away to the left wing corner. Right wing corner, his left. And now Burns around the boards trying to find Larson, but it's kept in the zone. Carroll behind the net. Steenberg looking for somewhere to go, wants to find Dowell. He does at the right point. Dowell takes a shot. That goes well wide. Looking for Carroll again. Can't find him. Larson tries to get on the puck here. Falcons are finally going to be able to clear it. But taking it right back and away is Baxter Strachan. Strachan with a shot. Kick saved by Sorry.
Fitchburg really needs to push it up here. They can't stay on the defensive end too long.
Fretz with a one-on-one. He gets a shot off, and Cundy is able to block it with his stick. He actually lost his stick as Fretz made contact with the sticks. You hear the violent clash as the puck ends up flying into the netting and out of play.
I think that hit a light at Dan at one point. Might want to take a close eye at that.
Panthers with more shots in this period with 7:15 to go in the second than they had in all of the first, but no goals for the Panthers this period. 12 saves for Kirby Sorry. And it remains a 2-1 game even after that 5-on-3.
Some of the biggest saves so far coming on that 5-on-3.
Flanagan takes a shot that flies over the crossbar. Strachan, go to the left point, shot on, score! Oh, sorry, should have had that. Tord Thorson with a shot from the left point. Sorry, didn't get his leg pad out enough, and it just found the space to sneak in near side, and the Panthers lead 3-1.
You gotta wonder, Dan, some of the saves he just made a couple minutes ago to that, almost one that he should have had. He just kicked out the leg and, just slid on right through.
He thought he had it, and he just didn't. It just went just past his stick, just past his left leg pad. He didn't get anything on it.
To be honest, Dan, I thought he had it. He was so casual about it.
He knows that's one he should have had. But in the end, after all of that, Tord Thorson gets his first of the season. It's 3-1 Plymouth, and now the Falcons looking to battle back. Fitchburg does have some offensive zone time here with 6:30 to go in the second period. But now Plymouth able to clear it, send it down ice, use nearly all of the 28 feet of vertical space that you have here at the Civic Center. Doesn't hit the ceiling, though, and now Fish from the neutral zone onwards into the attacking zone. Pushed off the puck by Cam O'Brien.
Fitchburg really trying to get something going on the offensive end. They seem to be struggling a bit.
Sent all the way down. And here is Ricky Kramer. Kramer with the play on ice. That goes too far. That's going to be icing. 5:52 to go in the second. 3-1. Plymouth out in front. Shots this period, 6 for Fitchburg. Now 13 for the Panthers.
What? Yeah, sorry so far making some big saves. Just wasn't able to get the hold of one and giving Plymouth State a little bit of momentum, and Fitchburg seems to be a little sluggish from that. All
I know is on that last goal, you have to think Sari's got to be able to shake off any of the anxiety that may come from giving up that goal. I mean, it was a rough one to concede, but we'll see if he'll be able to battle back. But here's Schneider into the zone. He's dropped off the puck, and a penalty's going to come against Thorson, the goal scorer. Should be an interference call coming here, as the puck had gotten away for Schneider, but Thorson knocks him down.
This is a good opportunity for the Falcons, Dan. If they could get a goal right off this power play, they might be able to get something going here. Plymouth arguing a little bit about that call.
Yep. They call tripping instead. This will be the 5th power play for the Falcons. The Panthers have had 6 and have not scored. The Falcons now have, on their 5th, they have not scored on the man advantage. Warilla shot through traffic, saved by Morelli, and he's able to cover it.
Got some pushing and shoving.
You're always going to get that when the attackers will take shots at the goaltender trying to pry the puck loose. Stuff like that happening. Well, that was the first shot the Falcons have had in a few minutes, too, it seems.
Yeah, it really is. And, that was a tough shot. There was a lot going on there, and I saw more green jerseys than pink, to be honest.
Misplaying a 2-on-1 now for Plymouth. And a shot goes just wide. They're trying to pick that near side corner again. Now Schneider into the zone. Schneider gets a shot. Save! Rebound! Goes wide!
Gotta say, Dan, that was one of the best opportunities the Falcons had. They had 2 pink jerseys right there after that rebound and weren't able to put it in the net.
That was good transition play by the Falcons after a 2-on-1 for the Panthers went nowhere, and a penalty coming against Plymouth. Caleb O'Brien to the box.
I think, that is O'Brien into the penalty box.
Didn't even see what he did, but now the Falcons will have a 5-on-3 for 1:37.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious of what that call was, Dan.
Warilla holds. Slashing the call. Fretz holds, shoots, save, rebound. And Schneider flubs the shot, didn't get a lot on it. Vermillion tries to clear around the boards, he will. It'll go all the way down. Panthers will change lines as Warilla will pick it up.
Fitchburg with another good opportunity there. Let's see if they can get it here. They still got the 5-on-3 so far.
Now Di Nicola around the boards. Go to the left side, he wants Kramer, but it'll be picked up by Dowell. He can't clear it. Falcons trying to take their time here as Warilla holds. Right side, shot, save by Morelli with the glove.
Another great save by Morelli, that young goalkeeper. Again, only a sophomore.
And I know that was one of the challenges I was talking with Coach Russell about, is getting experience for their young netminders.
You can definitely say he's getting his experience today because that was a great save.
Morelli,
he's had a lot today so far.
Morelli only played a few games last year. He's got 17 saves today as he and Thierry Maservier tandeming for that starting job at Plymouth. No one's quite won it there, but it hasn't really mattered for the first-place team in the conference, the Plymouth State Panthers. Brett's looking for a one-timer on the doorstep, and it goes just wide. DiNicola, Fretz at the top of the left circle. Fretz holding. Will go for Warilla. 30 seconds to go on the 5-on-3. Warilla with a shot. It's blocked. Tries to save it from going out. He can't do so. Big block by Tim Perrin.
Fitchburg trying to set something up here.
After reset, and now Warilla regains his own. Goes to the right side for a shot, and it's stopped by Morelli.
I think the last 3 shots, Dan, have been almost in that same exact spot.
Great.
Right side of the net.
Great chances for the Falcons. They're just not going in, and I know this is Plymouth I'm talking about again, but Craig Russell was saying that's been the big issue with their power plays. They're getting chances. They just don't go in the net.
And I got to say, that starts with the goalkeeper from Morelli. I know we keep talking about it, but he's made some good saves, but they've had some good opportunity, the Falcons, so far, and they really need to capitalize. Playing
well beyond his save percentage in the 880s. 5-on-3 is over. Panthers get one back, and the Falcons score to make it 3-2. On a deflection in front, I think it was Shahadison. And that's the first power play goal of the night.
You would never think it'd be there, Dan, on some of the shots they just had off that deflection. And you know what? That's what needed to happen with the goalkeeping so far from Morelli. They needed a nice deflection that went right off, and that's what the Falcons got right there. And now it's a 3-2 game, and now the Falcons are right back in it once again. And like you said, they're never out of it until this game's over, until that clock says 0.
Goal came after the 5-on-3 ended. And so it's just a simple power play goal. McPherson gets his first assist of the season. And for Johannesson, it's his third goal of the season as that goes just wide. Falcons right back in it, 3-2. Victor with the shot. That's kicked away by Morelli into the left wing corner. Goes back to Victor. He gets another shot, but it's to the top right corner, and Morelli saw it all the way, and now pushing and shoving after the whistle.
Fitchburg getting a little bit more aggressive, taking a lot more shots, and I think that's one thing you need to do, because the more shots you take, the more opportunity you get to get another goal. And with a little bit of momentum, this is the perfect time for Fitchburg to strike.
And give the Falcons credit at bouncing back after that goal to make it 3-1. The Falcons have not conceded a shot since that goal was scored. I think the Falcons have had something like 6-7 shots in a row. The 2 power plays help.
Oh yeah, that's right. And 3 of them I was saying were almost identical. But, that deflection finally went the Falcons' way, and that's what they need, They'll
take the breaks they can get. The shots are now evening up, 23 for Fitchburg, 24 for Plymouth. Still 2.5 minutes to go in the second period. Lots of hockey to be played. And what has been an exciting game here from the Civic Center. Josh Victor, first to get there for the Falcons, blows a tire. Quinn Carroll can't do anything with it. Nevin Burns backs up Victor. Caleb O'Brien tries to keep it in the zone, can't do so. And a penalty coming. Slashing is the call. Who's it against?
I can't see, Dan. They were pointing somewhere.
It's Ludwig Steenberg who's making the slow trip to the penalty box. Falcons are going to have their 7th power play of the night, and now they have a chance to equalize.
Looked like Steensberg was trying to almost run away, like it wasn't him, but the refs got him on that.
2:11 to go in the second. A 2-minute power play for the Falcons. Sent all the way down ice. And now Tyler Warilla for the Falcons. About 12-second difference between power play time and game clock.
Looks like that's Stevens for Plymouth State trying to apply a little bit of pressure, doing a good job so far.
That was just sort of a dumping off the boards, but I think it ended up on the net.
Yeah, no, it definitely did. It looked like the back end of the boards just came right back down onto the net.
Face-off will be to the left of Evan Morelli. 1:46 to go here in the second period. 1:36 on the Falcon power play. Schneider to take the draw for the Falcons against Ryan Stevens, the big penalty killer and big scorer for Plymouth State. Just a constant presence on these kills. And he is dangerous, ready to make those breaks up ice. Warilla at the point, looking for a shooting lane, can't quite find one. Gets a shot off. Morelli tried to get a tip on it, but let's see. Morelli makes the save after Larson tried to get the tip on it.
Good job by Morelli on that to get on the puck.
1:29 now in the second. Shots are now leveled at 24. But the Falcons trying to level the score. The big red numbers on the scoreboard, that's what matters. And it says the Falcons are still trailing, but they want to put an end to that. Draw won by...
Still a lot of hockey to be played, Dan. Sorry to cut you off, but the fact of the matter is there's still a lot of hockey to be played. And, you know, Fitchburg does seem to have a little bit more momentum than they did just a few moments ago.
Not a game of two halves, but three periods. That puck ended up hitting the glass inside the Panthers bench and flips into the stands. 1:14 to go in the period. 1:03 on the power play.
I don't know if he's going to get away with it, but it looks like some kid's going home with a souvenir.
Oh, yeah, let him have that. Dumped down and cleared. McPherson fakes the transition with Fretz. Now the Falcons gain the zone. Morelli gets the puck. He tries to play it along. Falcons will pick it up. Move it around to the left side. Here's McPherson. Under a minute to go now in the period. And O'Brien clears.
Almost lost a puck on that McPherson on that last possession.
Passing not as sharp on this power play as it has in previous ones. 40 seconds to go in the period. Gordon into the zone, offsides. They rule that Mike Fish was just over the line a little too early. Admittingly, the blue line's a little harder to see. I mean, you can still see him here, but I imagine on television for those watching at home, it's probably not as easy as you'd like it to be.
Yeah, we do have great quality here, but it is a little bit harder to see the blue lines, and I was going to mention that when we first came in here, Dan.
Yeah, and the red line, which already has a lot of white paint in it, is also a bit difficult to see. But, you know, that's like, I guess, one of the trade-offs of having pink ice.
Yeah, that's right, Dan. One of the great things about Fitchburg State is this pink in the rink game, and it supports so much, and it's just one of the big things that Fitchburg is doing now in the community.
Penalty's going to expire, and so the Panthers back at full strength. 10 seconds to go in the period. Falcon loses his footing, but we play on. Fish takes a shot, looks for a deflection in front, didn't get it. Morelli makes the save. It's cleared out. That's going to be how the second period ends. Falcons get 2 goals in the second period. Panthers get 1, and so we go into the third period with the Panthers taking a 3-2 lead, but this was a much better period for the Falcons here in the second, Matt.
Yeah, I definitely say the Falcons definitely won this period. It almost seemed like, you know, it was going to start going Plymouth State way after they scored, you know, their third goal of the game first of this period. But, you know, Fitchburg finally took over. They were able to get the deflection. They were able to play with Plymouth State. And I would say that they won this second period, especially towards the end. But there's another period to be played there, Dad.
Yep. And one thing that I can praise the Falcons on, this is partially because the Panthers were taking those penalties late. But the fact is, the Falcons did not concede another shot after that Plymouth State goal. And so Sorry didn't have to be tested as any more than he was.
And I think that's the biggest thing is to get Sorry a little bit of rest there. I mean, the Fitchburg finally got some offense going and got some efficiency going. I wouldn't even say a little bit was luck. You know, you saw the bounce off, you know, the deflection. But, you know, at the same time, you know, you had 3 straight goals off of that right side, and, you know, 1 didn't go in, and it was the same exact spot. So, you know, Fitchburg finally, you know, getting a little bit lucky and, finally getting that deflection. And I think the biggest thing, they need to take that and go into this third period, and they need to really, really play with Plymouth. And they need to give Sawyer those rests that he needs because they need to play a little bit more offense. They need to keep it down on the offensive end, the Falcons do.
Shots in that period, Plymouth had 13. Fitchburg had 17 shots on goal that period. They were really testing Morelli in that period, and although he came up with some big saves, we saw some great saves on both ends, and it's just leading us to an even more exciting third period. Getting ready to start the third period here at the Wallace Civic Center on the campus of Fitchburg State University. Pick the Rink night here in Fitchburg. The Falcons trailing Plymouth State 3-2 going into the third period. Daniel Bolak, Matt Carroll here with you on FATV. And now this is going to be a big third and final period, Matt. What do you think?
Fitchburg needs to stay aggressive. They need to stay aggressive on the offensive end right now, and they need to, give Sawyer a little bit of a rest because, he's playing a great game down as, goalkeeper for the Falcons. But, Fitchburg, like I said, they need to keep it on the offensive end. They've been doing a good job so far, especially in that second period. Absolutely.
Puck deflected out of play. 13 seconds gone. Power play tonight. Falcons are 1 for 7. Panthers 0 for 6. Shots 25-24 in favor of Fitchburg. 23 saves for Evan Morelli for the Panthers, 21 for Kirby Sari. The Falcons have not conceded a shot in at least 7 minutes' time, I would think.
Yeah, just about, Dan.
And so the Falcons, they were really putting the pressure on. Goals from Ludwig Steenberg, Tommy Dowell, and Tord Thorson for the Panthers. And for the Falcons, Michael Fretz and John Johannesson. There's a shot and a save by Morelli from Schneider on the left side.
Dan, they need to keep it down here. They're doing a great job so far, even to start this period. They need to keep it on this end of the ice. I like the aggressiveness too, coming out right away. Looks like we might have a change here for the Falcons.
Falcons trying to keep the Panthers on their heels. It's a tenuous grip on a 3-2 lead for Plymouth right now. Haven't had a shot in a while. Ryan Stevens, the leading goal scorer, 14 this year, none today. Just an assist on Dowell's goal, the second for the Panthers.
Fitchburg coming out with a little bit of an edge so far.
They've been very aggressive on this forecheck. As the Falcons go D-to-D, Josh Victor, Jordan Furlane. That's flicked on down the ice. Morelli will play it behind. Gordon will pick it up for Fitchburg. Battling with Matt Vermillion and Ludwig Steenberg in the corner. Nick DiNicola also there for Fitchburg. Vermillion will take it for Dan Dupel. Dupel tries to clear the zone, can't do so. Pass behind Steenberg, he sees it. Now that one intercepted from Dupel, looking back for Steenberg. And the Falcons will send it in as it popped high in the air, lands in the left wing corner. Big hit, and Vermillion is down in the corner.
Looks like James Gordon applied the hit for the Falcons.
I didn't get a good look at it. I didn't really see it. Just saw it out of the corner of my eye. But Matt Vermillion is down in the left wing corner.
It was a massive hit. I don't know if you heard that, but that was probably one of the biggest hits of the night so far. And again, that's definitely James Gordon.
Now, we also saw earlier in this game, Brandon Eklund took a spill. That wasn't on a hit, but still, this isn't the first injury we've seen tonight. But still, it's one thing you do not want to see.
Right, this one being contact, that last one non-contact, which is always concerning. And, you had mentioned it may be the head, and, either way, you probably need to get, some testing done in the locker room.
So we all focus on Matt Vermillion, the senior defenseman from South Lyon, Michigan.
I doubt he wants to come out in this one, but he just may need to. This is a big game for both teams. Fitchburg already beating Plymouth State once this season. Plymouth State, again, 7-1 in the MASCAC. 7-1-1, in the MASCAC.
It is good, though, that Vermillion is skating under his own power. He's going to go slowly back to the bench where he'll receive medical attention that he needs and what have you. If they feel they need to upgrade that, they'll get him to the locker rooms on a whistle.
Looks like he's not really going to the head, but he is in some pain. He's very shaken up.
Yep. The trainers will have a look at him, and now they've put 5 minutes on the board. It was Nick DiNicola who made the hit, in fact. And I'm trying to find where DiNicola is right now.
I thought it was James Gordon, but I think I am wrong.
Yeah, and DiNicola was actually getting on the bench. He didn't know what for. And where is he going now is the question. Is he going to the penalty box or is he going to the locker rooms? That's going to determine what the call is. If it's just going to be the major, presumably for boarding, or if he's going to get a misconduct or even a disqualification.
Well, we'll see here because there's a lot of finger pointing going on between these 4 refs and Fitchburg State players.
I think you might be right about
I think it is James Gordon. They might be ejecting him here.
It was James Gordon who had the hit. DiNicola was pleading his innocence because he was innocent, but they are sending James Gordon to the locker room, so he's going to get a 5 and 10. He is out of the game.
This isn't the first ejection we've seen here on this ice so far here, Dan. We had a couple during the Westfield game last time I was here on this home ice.
And so a 5-minute penalty. Dean Zerbe is going to serve it in the box. But now Gordon, who is the Falcons' leading scorer with 7 goals this season, that's a big loss for Fitchburg.
Quite the turnaround here, Dan, so far.
And also the major penalty. So the Plymouth will have their 7th power play of the night, but that's going to be one thing to point out, too. The Falcons are now down to just 10 forwards. Zecklin's out of the game as well. Or at least we haven't seen him since his spill back in the second.
That's right. Just about 30 seconds into this power play, and Fitchburg in a bit of a trouble here because this is a big penalty.
And it's a major power play, so the Panthers can score at will. Zerbe will not come out of the box until that penalty clock hits 0. But the Falcons doing well to kill some time. They've already conceded 1 shot. I can't even remember it after all that's happened. But now here is Ryan Stevens into the zone. Panthers on their 7th power play tonight. They've not scored. Dupel can't get a stick on it. Evan Burns will be the first to get there. Economos will try to squeeze it in on the left side boards. And that puck is going to be into the netting just over the glass and out of play.
It's stuck in the net, actually, Dan. It looks like, that puck definitely gone for now.
Stuck in the net, but behind the glass, so no issues there. They're going to try to get it out if they can.
We got one of the workers trying to jump up and get it.
And I think that's one of the players for Leominster High School who got that one. I think it's Leominster that's here tonight.
Yeah, it is. Year. Later after this, it'd be Leominster High. I'm not sure who they're taking on, but they are playing after this.
I think it's Fitchburg.
It should be a good one there.
Oh, yeah. That's a rivalry game and then some. Local rivals. Fitchburg, Leominster.
Big football rivalry, big school rivalry overall.
Yep, we have the football game every year here on FATV.
That's right. Always stay tuned. Thanksgiving Day game. Stay tuned. FATV always. I was there this past year. Leominster took it away, but it's always exciting setting up for that game.
And so now, a minute 40 already killed on this major. Falcons clear it again. The Panthers, they have not had a shot on this power play. Fitchburg, once again, has been very solid in terms of preventing the Panthers from getting anything going in their favor in this third period, going back to that goal from Tord Thorson. Now the Panthers looking to set up, and this is Dowell. He gets a shot off. It's blocked by Kramer, and he's going to clear it.
Huge. Plymouth came pushing, and Fitchburg was able to make the stops they needed to make.
And there's a good forecheck, forcing Evan Morelli to cover it. And now an offensive zone faceoff. That's going to kill more penalty time. 15:54 to go in the third, 2:49 on the major. Plymouth leads 3-2. Draw to the right of Morelli, and the Falcons had it for a moment. They lose the draw ultimately. And now Plymouth will look to break out. Caleb O'Brien, pass up to Mike Economos. Economos with a shot, and that goes high into the netting and out of play.
2:34 left on the power play for the Plymouth State Panthers.
And Plymouth still doesn't have a shot on this power play either. Not one on target, not one that Sari has had to stop.
Looks like they are trying to get aggressive with the puck, Plymouth State, but Fitchburg is able to clear it every single time so far.
And Mike Economos with a shot from the point. He scores. First power play goal of the night for Plymouth State, and they retake a 2-goal lead.
Now, Dan, I think I spoke too soon.
That shot just found a way through. And you knew with the time and space Mike Economos had, his 11th goal of the season. That's second on the team behind Ryan Stevens' 14. but the captain for the Panthers has once again made it a 2-goal game.
How big is that hit now, Dan?
Yeah, I mean, those...
That major penalty really factoring into that goal.
It'll be Economos from O'Brien on the power play. And they're going to call offsides on this. O'Brien could not keep it in the zone. The major penalty ticks down to 2:08, 15-13 to go in the contest.
You know, Dan, Plymouth State so far, not a lot of shots in this power play, but again, you know, just efficiency on the shots that they have taken and, you know, just went their way at the right time.
Mike Fish waiting for that breakout pass. He would have had a break to the goal if it was right on his stick, but it wasn't, just too far beyond. Now the Panthers trying to regain the zone. Ludwig Steenberg had the first goal so long ago. Drops it off in the left side corner. Centering pass from Quinn Carroll. Picked up by the Falcons. Johannesson will try to get past everybody. He's going to try to kill some penalty time here as the Falcons change behind the play. Major now down to 90 seconds. Steenberg regains the zone for McGilvery. McGilvery back for Dowell. Dowell with the shot saved by Sari. He holds.
Good vision there by Sari. A lot of players in that box area. Very good vision by Sari to make the save.
You can see some of those flashes of brilliance from Plymouth. That shows why they score, 4 1/8 goals a game. Team 12th in the nation out of 85 or so teams. A very potent and dangerous offense. Economos looking for another, but that one goes high and wide. Back for Economos on the left side. Looks again, shot on, and kicked away by Sari. Falcons pick up the rebound and clear it. 60 seconds to go. A penalty's coming up. That's going to kill the rest of the penalty. Interference called against the Panthers, and we're going back to 4-on-4.
Looks like that's number 5, O'Brien, for the Panthers.
Not his first penalty tonight.
No, it's not.
He goes back to the box. So for the third time tonight, we're going to have 4-on-4 hockey with 14:04 to go in the third, a 4-2 lead for Plymouth State.
Now, Dan, you mentioned Plymouth being so good on the offensive end. The way that they set up their puck, their offense, it's nothing flashy, but it's also their transition, too. Their transition game right down to, just moving the puck around on their side of the ice it's very, very good, and it is the reason why they rank 12th in the nation.
Draw one for just a brief moment by Corey Hayashi. But now the Panthers scrambling a little bit, so the rest of the penalty killed. We go 4-on-4. This is Stevens carrying it up ice for Plymouth. Stevens trying to make nifty moves, drops off for Economos. This shot blocked. Now a wine and blast by Cundy, goes wide.
A lot of velocity on that shot, Dan.
Falcons have done well to block those shots. As Fish has it, left from Hayashi. He takes a shot, goes just wide to the left. Hayashi centers for Kramer. Kramer gets around a sprawling block, gets the shot off, but it's high. 10 seconds to go before Dean Zerby comes out of the box. Hayashi dumps it in. Kramer tries to make the rush. Falcons try to get fresh legs on. Zerby comes out. Falcons are back to full strength. 1 minute now, a power play for Fitchburg, their 8th power play of the night. Have it back in their own end, and Kramer will take from behind his own net. Cam Schneider up to the left side. Di Nicola trying to win the race to the puck. He's able to flick it along. Schneider will pick it up. Tries to find Warilla. Lost it off his stick. Got it back. Finds Schneider right side. Schneider switches places with Kramer. It's more into a defensive position, but the Panthers pick up the puck and clear it down the length of the ice. 20 seconds to go on the power play. Falcons trail by 2 with 12:20 to go in the contest. Race up the ice. Schneider looking around. Wants a centering pass. Blocked off in front. Can't get it to Warilla, waiting at the right point. It's going to be cleared. That'll kill the rest of the penalty. And the Panthers are going to be back to full strength as O'Brien is sprung from the box. Matt Vermillion's all right. He's back on the ice, moving around. Gets that pass off. Look to center. McGilvery there for Plymouth. Now for Riley Flanagan. Flanagan with a shot saved by Sari, and he'll hold in the crest. 11:50 to go in the game, 4-2.
Fitchburg's got to get back on that offensive end. With Plymouth State being full strength, they still had a hard time getting anything going on that power play, Fitchburg.
All told, I think Plymouth only had 3 shots on that major. But they were able to get one in.
They were able to connect on one of the most important shots of the game so far.
Now Fitchburg up. This is Dean Zerby. He had a bit of space to work with, but he had to turn around, and Zerby took a shot up high after that.
Looked like he got a shot to the head. Didn't see what happened there, Dan. He just kind of went down after the puck was in the air, and he kind of just went down.
And they just got Caleb O'Brien for high sticking. We didn't see it. We didn't really get a good look at it. The officials saw it, though.
That was going to be my guess, Dan. I was going to guess high sticking, but I wasn't exactly sure because I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either. I'm just guessing the penalty based on how Zerby reacted. But nonetheless, the Falcons now on power play number 9. 1 for 8 tonight. That, if they score on this power play, their percentage will go up. If they don't, it'll go down. Cross-checking is the call.
I do agree with you, Dan. It will go down, but the biggest thing I think for the Falcons is what they need out of this power play is the W here. They need to get a score, and they need to get it soon.
It'd definitely be in their best interest if they can find a goal. 11:10 to go in the period, but now a strong forecheck. Ryan Stevens lurking again. Economos there as well, but Warilla will carry it into the zone. Makes the pass to the right side. That's DiNicola protecting the puck as best he can. Finds Warilla. Now he goes to Kramer. Now DiNicola gets the shot saved by Morelli, doing the splits. And a second chance also covered by Morelli. And now look at what we have here.
Looked like Fish got locked up with someone. I can't really see. And now we got 2 fights down on the ice right now. I can't see any numbers. You got 2 players from each team down the ice fighting each other. Ref's trying to break it up.
I think some paperwork's going to have to be done on this.
Yeah. Originally, Fish looked like he was getting into it with, I can't see who that is, for Plymouth.
Several players cross with each other here. Ryan Stevens goes to the penalty box. This is going to take a few minutes to sort out.
Stevens may have been the one, but I couldn't tell you who locked up with Mike Fish.
We'll see if they give like roughings or if they're going to send players off the ice. As an aside, by the way, the Falcons are at 26 penalty minutes tonight, and they were averaging 26.4 coming in, so that average is going to go up.
It's safe to say they lead in that category.
Yep, they lead the nation in penalty minutes per game, and these exchanges, players being crossed with each other, nearly coming to blows on the ice. I mean, that's part of the reason why they have so many penalty minutes. Got 4 or 5 players in the penalty boxes right now. I wouldn't be surprised if the players who participated in what we just saw a couple minutes ago are going to end up being sent to the locker room. It would not surprise me one bit.
Yeah, it looked like they sent Mike Fisher into the penalty box. Can't see who for Plymouth.
Just a complete mess of things. 10:48 to go in the third. 1:11 on Caleb O'Brien's cross-checking penalty. But now we're going to have penalties and what have you.
Fitchburg's got 5 men on the ice right now.
Yeah, it looks like everything is going to cancel out. 3 in the box for Plymouth, 2 in the box for Fitchburg. Nothing new has been posted on the board. I think everything is going to cancel. I think roughings for everyone. That's what it looks like.
4 on 4.
No. Now Warilla's just getting into a defensive position, that's all. Warilla and Kramer confused on what's going on, but in the end, after all that, everything's going to cancel, and we're going to stay 5-on-4.
I'm almost shocked that we didn't see anybody get kicked off.
They ended up giving them regular misconducts. So they're going to be in the box for 12 minutes. All those players who were involved will get 12 minutes in the box, which is, I guess, just enough time. Well, in case the game goes to overtime, so it's not an ejection. Falcons have a couple plays here, but
look like we got some more pushing and shoving.
Yep. So now the Falcons are up to 50 penalty minutes. And this is why, for the people who are the official scorers of this game, this is why Stat Crew was invented. So you wouldn't have to spend 2 hours typing everything into college hockey stats after the game was over.
Right.
Yep.
That was a job and a half back then. I could definitely tell you that.
Yeah, if you ever come across Jamie Rogers, the Assistant Sports Information Director at Fitchburg State, he'll tell you all about those games way back when, like a Fitchburg State Tufts game with over 200 penalty minutes between both teams.
I can only imagine what that must have been like for Jamie.
Yeah.
Jamie, he's a great guy, too.
Yep, we worked for him for many years. One of the best you'll meet.
Can't say enough about the man.
Absolutely. Halfway through the third, 20 seconds on the power play. 4-2 Plymouth in front, but Fitchburg 15 seconds more. Left wing corner, Johannesson tangled up with Thorson. 5 seconds on the power. Falcons just can't get a centering pass, and now the Panthers trying to break down ice. Steenberg trying to go. There's a nice shot, but a save made as Quinn Carroll tried to get that one off. Back to full strength are these teams, and what is turning out to be a crazy game. I mean, high intensity, high firepower. Lots and lots of penalties. Shot by Warilla from the right side goes wide. Fretz keeps it in, sends it around the boards to the right side. Kramer digs it out, tries to center, nothing there. There's a shot save from Zerby on Morelli. Other way around, that's what I meant. But now Kramer, he looks to shoot, looking for a deflection from Zerby, but it goes wide. Zerby couldn't get his stick on it. Now to center, Carroll, and now Dupel. Dupel gets into the zone. Zerby will pick it up for Fitchburg as Plymouth changes behind the play. Shots are 29 apiece. Score remains 4-2 in favor of Plymouth with 8:35 to go in regulation time.
You know, Dan, this has been a crazy game, especially a crazy period so far. And, you know, it's just how the Falcons kind of play. They're very aggressive, and, you know, the last few games I've seen have ended with quite a few ejections and a lot of penalty minutes.
Yeah, you can see the just emotions raging. Zerby goes down to the ice, and Plumoff can't complete the play. Now a 2-on-2. Here's McGilvery. Leaves for Flanagan. Flanagan trying to break towards the zone. Gets a shot. Doesn't really get a shot, really. Now Thorson takes a shot. Punched away. Don't know if Sorry got a piece of that one. Thorson holds at the blue line. He's got Plymouth's third goal. There's a shot and a blocker save by Sorry. And now Sorry's without his stick. See if Plymouth can take advantage of that. Falcons need to clear it or get a whistle, something, anything. They'll dump down the ice. Sorry will retrieve his stick. Thorson will pick it up behind his own net.
So many emotions so far in this game. It's the conference play, Dan.
I mean, what a contest this has been. Economos into the zone. Dumps it along the boards. And now Vermillion keeps it in for the Panthers. Now moves to the goal. That was Teddy McCarron who couldn't get the shot off.
Couple of nice saves from Sorry down at our end.
Clear down ice. Plymouth has it back. Fitchburg, I think, is now down to 8 forwards. Since they've got DiNicola and Fish in the box. Eklund off with injury. And Gordon ejected from the contest. Centering pass. Oh, and that doesn't go either! And Sorry's lost his stick for the second time. And now Warilla into the zone. Into the right wing corner. battling with two Panthers. A third one wants to join the fray. Vermillion flicks it along. And now it's Dowell. Dowell slowly taking his time, flips it down the ice. Alec Lefebvre for Plymouth can't do anything as he's sent it to the boards. And now Fitchburg trying to carry it up ice. Delayed offsides, they'll call it here. 6:14 to go in the third. Fitchburg 2, Plymouth 4.
Dan, both teams playing like this is more than just a game. This is almost like life or death right here for these teams. This is almost like the Mascot Championship, the way both teams are playing this game right now. Sorry losing the stick both times on the last few possessions for Plymouth State, and was able to come up with some big saves still.
Absolutely. I mean, the atmosphere electric on the ice, in the stands. We tick down to 6 minutes to go in regulation time. Plymouth holds on to that 4-2 lead. Into the neutral zone as everyone battles for it. Carroll keeps it in play. And now he's trying to push past everybody, but too many Falcons to navigate.
Sorry, trying to communicate with his teammates on who should grab the puck.
Thorson for DePel. He's got tangled up with the linesman there. Our officials tonight, all from Atlantic Hockey. That's a Division I conference. Only the best for us, right?
Oh, that's right, Dad. They knew this would be a big one.
Now
they got all the penalty minutes to deal with now.
Here's Fretz looking for a second goal, but that's deflected up and out of play. 5:18 to go in the third. 4-2 Plymouth.
Still a lot of pushing and shoving right now. Some refs just had to push away. I couldn't quite see.
Another face-off coming to the right of Evan Morelli, who's made 27 saves tonight for Plymouth State, getting that save percentage of .883 up. Flanagan for the Panthers. Pass too strong for Baxter Strachan. Now Fitchburg tries to send it back the other way. No icing. You can hear Vuvuzela in the crowd. Don't know who has it. Don't know what side's rooting for them on that. But it just adds to the experience. Cam Schneider looking for a centering feed. Can't find one. Still has the puck. Goes to the left point. Victor a shot. That's knocked down in front. Plymouth tries to clear. Now Victor picks up for the Falcons.
Good job,
it was Plymouth, I believe, who eliminated the Falcons each of the last 2 years.
Yes, I believe you're right, Dan. I do remember looking at that stat a couple minutes before this game. And Plymouth State, great history and great program. And, Fitchburg's always had their trouble since that 2011 season, especially with Plymouth State.
Panthers, one of the best teams in the conference, as it's been for the last few years. And they play well. Always a challenge.
That they do, coming out of New Hampshire and always playing hard against these Massachusetts teams.
Marilla taken down, but we play on as Josh Saboyu can't do anything with it as it's sent back to center. 3:50 to go in the game. Saboyu tries to take a shot. It goes wide, and Morelli holds on for a face-off.
Good idea by Morelli to hang on to that.
Not taking any chances.
Fitchburg was coming in hard for that puck.
Face-off will come to Morelli's left. Corey Hayashi to take the draw for Fitchburg. Ends up losing it to Ludwig Steenberg. Dan Dupel off the boards. The Falcon blue line. Connor McPherson backhands it into the Panther zone. Morelli behind his own net looking for Carroll. Couldn't find him, but the puck continues on into the neutral zone to center. Burns now for Zerby. Backhands in. Caught up in the skate and sticks of Caleb O'Brien. Warilla. Onward, Zerby can't get on it. Does feel like Plymouth's really clamping down on defense now as we approach 3 minutes.
Yeah, I feel like they're not really bringing it down to the offensive end so much, but they're just trying to protect that net.
It probably won't be another minute until Dean Fuller pulls Kirby Sari. He's pretty conservative when it comes to these things. Now a chance, a save by Sari on a shot from Dan Dupel, and the net comes off.
Looks like we may have another injury, Dan, in the net.
Because the Falcons were guilty of knocking the net off. John Johannesson can't come on the ice. The Falcons cannot change lines. And the faceoff will be to Sari's left once they get it back in its moorings with 2:44 left.
Well, hole in his right arm after he went right into the net. He was the one that ended up in the net, and looks like he might be coming out. Actually, no, he's still on the ice as of right now.
They'll let the line change happen if they feel that Plymouth can't continue. And now they're really having trouble getting the net back on its moorings. Sari is now helping. He's got his glove and blocker off, and he's trying to just get it back in. Well, just his blocker. He still had his glove on, but...
Where's Rick Terrio when you need him to fix the net?
He's the equipment manager here at Fitchburg State.
Also another very good guy. Did scheduling for us for years so far.
Also the women's lacrosse coach at Fitchburg State, and women's lacrosse, one of the best teams that Fitchburg State has to offer.
That's right. Last season, I believe they finished second in division. Or no, I think they won the conference regular season title.
Yeah, they were co-champions, and they were able to get their first ever home game.
And that was huge. I believe they went down to Bridgewater and did lose in the MASCAC finals there.
Yeah, they ended up losing to the first bye, I should say, and they did end up losing to Bridgewater in the semifinals, and I believe Bridgewater ended up winning the championship again. They win it every year, but maybe things will be different in the spring.
Yeah, that seems to be the only thing standing in their way right now is Bridgewater State for lacrosse, which is coming up pretty soon. Unfortunately, I won't ever get a chance to work it myself or Dan, but probably go take a couple visits and watch a couple games here and there.
For the viewers at home, me and Matt are longtime workers for the Falcons Sports Network, which is Fitchburg State's webcasting arm. They do every home game. They're even doing this one. They've got their own coverage here, but we thank you for tuning in on FATV. It's like both me and Matt have graduated, so we're not part of the Falcons Sports Network anymore, but it was a dream to work with them.
Oh, no doubt, Dan. And, I've worked video for years. I did a couple softball games here and there, but I'm more behind the camera, and I hope you guys always enjoyed it. We always got good compliments from parents at home, and, I'm glad you guys are tuning in on FATV, but we always tried to make it our best quality for the equipment we had, and I think we did a pretty good job at Fitchburg State, I might say, Dan, and hopefully it continues later on down the road, and they can keep hiring workers the way they are now.
Yeah, the next generation to lead what we've left there. But nonetheless, Daniel Bolak, Matt Carroll here with you at Pink the Rink night here on FATV. 4-2 in favor of Plymouth State with 2:44 to go in the contest. They are fixing the Falcons' net to our left, doing repairs to it. And so it's a very long time out for these two teams, resting up for the final burst of action here.
You weren't kidding. They actually did have to get workers down here. It looks like it's more the Civic Center workers other than the students.
The break lasts so long, Muses Hysteria able to play in its entirety.
That's right. I'm pretty sure the scoreboard just went on for the first time tonight. I'm not exactly sure. I meant like the lower end of the scoreboard with the graphics.
Well, our graphics people are right to our right, but that's, I think, just they were just switching graphics up. But I think it's not to say things are falling apart, but right now they still have to do more maintenance on this net. I mean, are there any other reserve nets? Well, there are a couple over there.
Yeah, I've never seen the Civic Center struggle this bad. They're usually pretty efficient about everything that they do here.
I mean, it's just this is a pretty complicated repair that needs to be made.
Yeah.
Whatever it might be.
Kind of need the net to play hockey here.
Well, I guess while we are at it, we might as well talk about, the men's basketball team for Fitchburg State. They played earlier today.
That's right.
86-83 win, I believe, for the men, beating an undefeated in conference Salem State team, a rematch of last year's MASCAC championship game.
And we all know how that ended up. we ended up with a broken door in a championship.
Oh, yeah, that happened. There was a lot of emotion at the rec center that day. Jaleel Bell today with a game-high 37 points, the last year's MASCAC Player of the Year in men's basketball.
Yeah, and that's huge. He didn't play his last game that I saw, but, to come out and, come back from whatever that issue was and the score 37 points, and that's a big win for Fitchburg State, who had been struggling recently, and to come back and beat the same team we won our MASCAC title at Fitchburg State last season is huge momentum for this team that has actually shows some promise right now.
Absolutely. The women's basketball team also able to come away with the victory today.
And I got to say, the things that coach is doing right now for Fitchburg State, Dan, he's a fantastic guy, and he's doing a fantastic job with that team. I had mentioned to Dan earlier, actually right before we went on to, I think, the second period. The team is unreal. The ball movement is all there, and, they got a very young team, but this team is very, very good.
Dan Nagel in his first season as head coach of the Falcons women's basketball team after working at coming over from Worcester Academy, taking over coming into a women's basketball team that went 0-25 the year before, but he's turned the program around, and now they're very competitive. They're led by Kira Rose, who's been named MASCAC Player of the Week at least 6 times this season.
And, Dan, I mentioned young talent. They got 4 freshmen right now, and I've seen 1 freshman hit 33 points. Kara Rose, she's been in the 20 range a million times. They got the tools, they got the shooting right now, and he plays a lot of his players. You get a couple sophomores off the bench, and they got some seniors around that too, and they got some upperclassmen, to show the leadership. They might not get a lot of time, but they come off that bench, and they've been playing great, and the chemistry's there. It's a large team, and all the players that seem to be gelling, and it's just, I've never seen a turnaround this much before ever in the history of sports.
It's one of those things one of those teams to watch in the present and in the future at Fitchburg State.
I mean, I wouldn't say history, Dan, but I will say for a D3, for a team that went 0-25, the way that they're moving that ball, the way that they're playing basketball, it's just unreal. And it's really led by the younger talent, and, Dan's done a fantastic job with that group of girls, and the recruitment is only going to get better, we hope.
The net is finally fixed after a nearly 10-minute delay, but now back to action. There's a shot that goes wide off the stick of Chris Zaccaro.
Back to some hockey here, Dan.
Shots 31-29 in favor of Plymouth. It's 4-2 Panthers with 2:23 left. Plymouth gets it out of the zone. Ricky Kramer holds it back in his own end. The net is empty. Kirby Sari's in the bench. 6 attackers on for the Falcons. But the Panthers have it. This is Tord Thorson. He'll just dump it in. He's not going to go for the empty net. Just take the dump in.
It looks like they're just trying to run this out, Dan.
Looking for that line change. Shot goes wide to the right, looking for a redirect from Kramer. 1:55 left. Johannesson behind the net. Around the boards for Burns. Burns looks for a shot in front. That's cut down in traffic. Cleared again. They're going for the empty net. It's going to go wide. Clock's going to stop at 1:41.
That was very wide, Dan. That shot well to the right. Fitchburg with 1:41, they got to get something going here, especially with this empty net. They got, one more skater, but at the same time, Plymouth gets one shot right, one deflection. That puck goes in, and this you might as well put the goalie, back in the net at that point.
Plymouth State calls a timeout. Now, here's an interesting rule in NCAA ice hockey. Normally, after an icing, you can't change lines, but in NCAA hockey, if you burn your timeout, you can change lines.
That's an interesting move by Plymouth State. I actually did not know that about the NCAA, but that is an interesting move. And is it the worst move for Plymouth? I wouldn't say so. Get some fresh legs out there.
Yeah, and sure, Fitchburg gets to rest their guys, but Plymouth gets fresh legs as well.
And you know what? They're really strategizing. They're not going to take the Falcons lightly in this last 1 minute and 41 seconds. A chippy Falcons team this season so far. So, and then as you said, anything's possible. So,
shots in this period 7-4 in favor of Plymouth. It's been a much more defensive period.
Yes, I'd say so. And Plymouth getting that goal. it was huge because, pretty much the way I see it is they pretty much sat back and played some defense, and they played very well.
So we'll see what the Falcons can do in the final 101 seconds. Schneider take the draw for the Falcons. He wins it to Connor McPherson. Now on the right side, he'll go back to McPherson. He'll switch places with Johannesson. Behind the net, Larson after McPherson sent him to the board, so we play on. Johannesson to left point, Ricky Kramer. Try to get it back, and now Warilla on the left circle. Kramer winds, fires. I wonder if Morelli got a piece of that. He did.
Fitchburg's got to start getting some more shots.
Panthers clear it. Falcons have to reset. They re-enter with 1:07 to go. Larson can't get a one-timer off Schneider. On the boards, McPherson. And now Larson and Johannesson to the left wing corner. Now Warilla.
We're under a minute now. 55 seconds left to play.
Shot blocked out in front. Steenberg trying to flip it down ice. He's looking for Dupel. Now we have a whistle. Looks like offside's called.
45.5 seconds show on the scoreboard. It is 4-2. The Plymouth State Panthers up over the Fitchburg State Falcons. In a big conference matchup, Fitchburg already beating Plymouth once this season.
But they're going to need 2 goals in a short period of time. Falcons are going to call their timeout.
Getting a chance to get some fresh legs in there.
Going for the final burst here in Fitchburg. Pink the Rink Knights. Still a lot of crowd here, a lot of people here watching this contest. And of course, there's not just this Fitchburg State game, but of course, Fitchburg Monty Tech against Leominster.
That's right, and a lot of fans. It's good to see the Civic Center so packed right now. A lot of students too back. Saw some familiar faces walking in. May have just graduated, but I am familiar with a lot of the students that do go here. So it is good to see some familiar faces and some of the other FSN and FATV workers as well.
Absolutely. Falcons will keep Sari on the bench. Stay with 6 attackers. They just don't have time to take any chances here. Oh, they are going to put Sari back in. Last second change. And the Panthers think that's too late. They think that the Falcons shouldn't be allowed to make that change. And now
and they might not.
They're going to allow it. But they were thinking about sending Sari back, but in the end, too much trouble for what it was worth.
Yeah, the refs kind of just pulled back on that one.
Fitchburg will try to regain the zone. Sari's going to the bench now. Had to check up for a moment as the puck was coming back. But now Falcons back to 6 attackers on, but there's only 25 seconds left. Larson gains the zone, goes to the left side, finds Schneider. Schneider pinned to the boards by Zaccaro. Warilla takes a shot. That's cut in front. Another chance. Stopped by Morelli.
Morelli again, another fantastic save. And we got some pushing and shoving.
Of course we do. That's Fretz getting in it, I think.
We got a mask off right now.
They're certainly going to be tossed from the game. With 14.4 seconds left. Well, actually, I guess they're going to let Fretz go to the penalty box. They won't throw him from the game, but he throws his helmet down in frustration.
Yeah, he pulled the mask right off one of the Plymouth State players, and, he's going to end up in the penalty box, and I'm shocked they didn't throw him out of this one.
I'm shocked as well, but they do call just the penalty against Fretz, not for any retaliation. And so that's probably going to do it for the most part.
14.4 seconds, 4-2 lead for the Plymouth State Panthers over the Fitchburg State Falcons, and it is safe to say this one might do it.
Yeah, the Falcons are going to end up dropping 4 consecutive conference contests, only going to drop to 1-4 in the second cycle of conference play. It's Plymouth State looking for just one more. Zaccaro with one more chance. The save made by Sari, just kicks it out. Buzzer sounds, game is over. Everyone comes out of the penalty box as the final score is 4-2 Plymouth State. And what was quite the exciting matchup.
Oh, it really was. And, Fitchburg's got to be kind of careful here when they go through the line. That's one thing you got to be nervous about is not getting anybody suspended for the next game or anything like that. So, yeah, again, Fitchburg, it was a tough matchup, and it was almost like you were playing for the MASCAC title at one point. This was actually a really, really great game and very physical.
Physical indeed. We approached 100 penalty minutes for the two teams in this contest.
I am not surprised, to be honest. I feel like we approached that with every contest recently lately at Fitchburg State here. Last game we had, I was telling Dan, I think we had possibly 4 ejections.
Yeah, and in the end we only had 1 ejection but several misconducts.
Oh, that's right.
But in the end, looks like we won't have any fights in the handshake line, and that's good at least.
Yeah, no broken doors here tonight, Dan.
I hope not. But after all that, a great game that we were able to bring you here on Pink the Rink night. The Falcons fall to 7-9-1 overall, 4-6-1 in the MASCAC. The Panthers now with their 10th win of the season, 10-5-2 overall, 8-1-1 in the MASCAC.
And this is a big one, Dan. Fitchburg dropping, the second matchup so far between these teams. It's still got a lot of conference games left, but, dropping to now 4-6-1 in the MASCAC doesn't help the Falcons, but again, it's a long season in conference play, and that's what really matters in the end.
I know the Falcons' next home game is going to be in conference against, let me get the schedules up because I believe I've got those open. But Fitchburg's next contest will be on Thursday the 26th. They'll be hosting UMass Dartmouth to close the second cycle of MASCAC play. 7 o'clock start right here at the Wallace Civic Center. Come out and support the green and gold in that one. Whereas for the Panthers, they'll be back in action on the same day, Thursday the 26th. They'll be taking on Worcester State. 8:30 start from the Hart Center at Holy Cross.
Should be a good one. I've been over at the Hart Center. I'm actually taking a trip over there tomorrow, so got myself a gig over there. So it's a beautiful arena and should be a well-fought game.
Yep. So I think that's about it here from Fitchburg. Any final thoughts, Matt?
Nope, I think you said it all already, Dan.
All right, so for Matt Carroll and the rest of our wonderful FATV crew, my name is Daniel Bolak. Thank you for tuning in. We hope to see you next time. Till then, so long from Fitchburg.